I know that you're worried about the war on the continent. But you are my people, and you will come to no harm.
There's not any trouble. We just want to talk to him.
You told me you wanted out. You and your brother. You said you're done with this, it's too dangerous, not what you wanted.
Find her. She's here somewhere.
I respected your decision because I thought you respected me and my business and everything I've done for you.
This isn't about me.
Oh, it's always about you, Hannah, and now you've brought the police here.
They're looking for Herman. Look, I have no idea what he's done, and I don't care. I've just got to find him before they do.
It's only a matter of time. You've set things in motion you don't understand, Hannah.
Eternal Strands is a third-person action adventure in which you play a young woman named Bryn who belongs to a magical tradition known as Weavers. These folks have been on the outs since a devastating event called the Surge left them without a homeland. As Bryn, you'll get to combine both weaponry, such as bows, two-handers, swords, and shields, with incredible magical abilities, with an arsenal that grows over time as you tackle massive creatures, and do so in a rich physics sandbox.
I'm Frédéric Saint-Laurent, game director at Yellow Brick.
And I'm Mike Laidlaw, the chief creative officer, but really a project-wise creative director. The four of us that co-founded the company had sort of some shared interests, I would say. All of those kind of games that make you feel very much like you are a fantasy superhero in a way, right? Where you're going up against these titanic creatures. And that was kind of the idea, was this shared passion for something like that.
I've been fascinated by physics-based game for a very long time. Like I like kind of the toyish aspect of them. Like sometimes ridiculous, sometimes like very inventive. One thing I wanted to pull off with this one was trying to push the physics gameplay into more of an action adventure and how to apply that to combat. With the angle of trying to bring physicality to the power, not just a bunch of ethics. It's been really driving the design of every one of the powers.
Our tech team, they have some incredible understanding of the universe. They've created this space where every power is a physical entity.
My hope is that players will create synergies that we haven't thought of, coming up with our own innovative strategy. If a drake breathes fire on a pot of water, you're going to have all of a sudden this gigantic wall of vapor that's going to get generated. So it's going to hide, you'll be able to hide inside it from the drake because it'll lose line of sight with you.
And I think, honestly, a lot of our philosophy comes down to, boy, it'd be really cool if it weren't always the same fight. They appear in different levels, they appear in different level conditions. Is it cold? Is it hot? And where did I first meet them? Because they wander the levels, right? All of those things create emergent variety. And to us, that emergent variety is a big part of sort of our boss design philosophy. They're not just in an arena.
You can torture us, but you'll never defeat our spirit.
And cut. That was amazing.
For the longest time on Dead by Daylight, we knew that we wanted to offer different types of experience to our players. And a single player narrative experience is definitely one of them. And our fans have been requesting it quite a lot. So obviously, Supermassive Games, with their pedigree, their portfolio of game, is the perfect partner to deliver that fantastic horror experience.
The origins of the game stem from behavior looking to expand the omniverse of Dead by Daylight. They approached Supermassive because of our expertise in storytelling. Narrative is incredibly important to us. It's at the core of all that we do. While we are making games, we are also telling stories and delivering a player experience like no one else. So it felt like a really good match.
Come on, people. We got a movie to make.
The Casting of Frankstone is a classic, supermassive, cinematic adventure game.
Wait, I'm coming with you.
It's an unashamed horror experience. It's a story that we've been thinking around for quite a long time, and it really fits the omniverse idea that underpins a lot of the Dead by Daylight lore, and so it kind of slipped together as a very natural fit.
It all starts with our 1963 storyline, which is investigation of a missing child, which leads us into a very dark, quite grisly serial killer horror story. But as the story unfolds from there, things go in different directions, and we bring in a lot of different subgenres of horror.
Think that belongs to the boy you're looking for?
The main influences were always to try to be the mystic, something you could actually believe happens, something that you can understand, relate to. At the same time, part of it you don't understand, and it creates a mystery. We're always going back to the classic slasher horror movies and characters that we learn to love and hate at the same time.
What?
One thing we really latched onto quickly was the idea of how a piece of creative art could become a vehicle for horror. And in our case, that's a Super 8 film that's being made by a group of teenage characters on the site of an infamous serial killer's crimes. And that felt like a vehicle where we could bring in other influences of horror that we really like.
Either of you heard of Murder Mill?
Right at the start of the project, talking with Supermassive, we connected because we're passionate about horror and we basically get our inspiration from the same sources. So it was great talking with them and seeing that a lot of the sources for inspiration they're using have been the same that we've been looking into at the genesis of Dead by Daylight. So in that sense, our fans and also new players that will experience this can see that both titles are from the same lineage.
Nothing will survive our wrath.
Chainswords at the ready, because Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 is staining the pages of our Ones to Watch yearbook with gallons of Xeno's blood. Space Marine 2 is the hotly anticipated follow-up to Relic Entertainment's 2011 third-person shooter. Helmed by Saber Interactive this time around, Space Marine 2 promises even more guts and glory for up to 3 players across its galactic co-op campaign. You are dropped into the clanking, capable boots of Lieutenant Demetrian Titus, voiced by Clive Standen of Vikings fame.
Delta Wing, report.
The spores collapsed the bridge. There's no way through.
Get into assault position by the bridge.
Let us show them some of Ultima's hospitality!
Come forth and be slaughtered.
Titus is a true Space Marine, the Emperor's personal angel of death, a stoic ultramarine with a penchant for defending the Imperium. Though at the start of the game, he's dealing with the aftermath of a suspicious demotion and an even more pressing existential matter: the Terranid scourge threatening mankind. Space Marine 2 will transport players to the front lines of the Fourth Tyrannic War, with hundreds of creatures coating the screen as you trudge through the biomes of perilous planets. From Terranid warriors, Hormagaunts, gargoyles, and quite likely much larger foes, you'll be overwhelmed in short order if you and your team don't keep your wits about you. The grisly combat blends over-the-shoulder shooting with a deep melee brawling system, allowing you to parry, dodge, pull off brutal combos, and execute your enemies to top up armor supplies.
You will pay, you rotten cowards!
It's a metal maelstrom of chaotic conflict, and we're excited to see what Titus and the gang will face up against when the game launches later this year. Space Marine 2 is coming to PlayStation, Xbox and PC on the 9th of September, so there's still plenty of time to scrub up on the wealth of 40k lore before you suit up and ship out on this gnarly Warhammer adventure.
Take me forward, no matter the danger.
Hi everyone, Alex here, Community Marketing Manager at Primal Game Studio. We're currently working on our most ambitious game to date, Mandragora. Mandragora is a 2.5D action RPG side-scroller with deep Metroidvania and Souls-like elements. We're currently working on fine-tuning the many features that will be available in the game, including epic boss fights and a branching talent tree.
Inquisitor, got supplies for your journey upstairs. You deserve better for what you did to that witch, but it's all we've got to spare.
In the full release, expect to find yourself immersed in a narrative crafted by industry legend Brian Mitsoda, known for his work on Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Meet many characters, all voiced by professional voice actors, including Aisha Salim, known for her work on Overwatch, and find yourself whisked away into the world of Mandragora with a dark fantasy soundtrack composed by Christos Antonio, best known for his work as a member of Septic Flesh. "2024 is going to be a big year for us as we work towards releasing later this year alongside our new publishing partner, Knight's Peak. We look forward to bringing Mandragora to your PC and consoles and really hope you enjoy playing."
Your passenger is lost, so is this world.
My advice, keep your head down. Don't piss off the chief. Stick to your beat, and maybe, just maybe, you'll get to retirement in one piece like me.
You, stop there.
We got him in handcuffs, dispatch. 10-4, aerial unit inbound. Central, be advised, suspect missed the spikes. Central to all units, bank robbery in progress.
Cuff him up, boot.
jak pierwszy. Być może dlatego, że każda noc wydaje się być ostatnią. Jedna rzecz pozostaje niezmienna. Nic nie przebije dreszczu emocji z nastaniem nowego wschodu słońca. To właśnie te chwile dają ci siłę, by wyruszyć i odkrywać nieznane. Zwłaszcza gdy dzieli się je z przyjaciółmi, ponieważ wszystko jest lepsze w dobrym towarzystwie. Jednak prawdziwym celem jest posiadanie miejsca, które można nazwać domem. Miejsca, które można pielęgnować i o nie dbać. Nawet gdy wydaje ci się, że twoje zadanie zostało wykonane, zawsze jest kolejna wyspa do zdobycia. Inne miejsce, które sprawi, że poczujesz się jak za pierwszym razem. Jestem pierwszym krasnoludem. I to chyba coś, co wynika z tytułu stanowiska, prawda?